Hi, this is Dr. Wooten. In this presentation, I'm going to show you how to snap together the app. I did it in a half hour, so what I did is I cut a silent video of me doing it, and now I'm going to walk you through basically the steps of what I did. Alright, so the first thing I did was create this long algorithm that drew exactly what I wanted it to draw. So I started with functional code. Functional code is code that I can call at any point in time to do a specific list of tasks. The first set of codes here are a canvas. It'll draw just a big blank graph that I can draw on top of later. Then I created a mapping because my canvas is always going to be 0 to 101. I'm going to map between 1 and 100. And so I want to be able to quickly convert whatever measures I have to that scale. The next one does factorials, which leads to combinations, which leads to the probability based upon a binomial. Now, because I want to map a binomial and a normal at the same time, I had to create measures for both of them to graph the normal approximation so that I had the counts as well as a continuous measure so that I can plot them on top of each other. And then I gave it several options based upon the user input. There are 9 options: equal to, less than or equal to, less than, greater than or equal to, between two values that are included, between two values which one of them is included, or between two values in which neither of them are included. So based upon that options, this function will draw the normal approximation, and then this set of code breaks it down and does the same calculations. I might be able to pull these out and make a single function that initiates, but it was just easier to put them in both functions this time. And then depending upon the option, it'll color the system and color the ones that we're interested in red. And so I verified that this worked. Then I created a third function that, depending upon the option and whether or not you want the normal approximation, will give you the graph. So I made sure all my functional code worked, went through them one at a time to make sure that they were working properly. Then I had a template of the user interface and the server code. So in my user interface, I added fluid lines. The first line takes in the input from the user regarding the sample size, the boundaries, and the probability, whether or not they want to have normal approximation, and in that normal approximation, if they want a correction for continuity, a radio button to select the options that I listed out. And then I created the fluid row that has the graphic in it. And then the rest of this is just a mock-up of the template that I haven't changed yet. So if we look at the server code, I put the standard files that I normally use, the libraries. Then this is the line that indicates that it's starting the server code. So each of these has their own little indication. The first one says it's a shiny UI, so a user interface that is a fluid page on the internet. Whereas the server code says it's a function that can take input and give output. So I created the functions within my server code. And then for these to communicate with the user interface, I said the output will depend upon the input. So I want you to draw my graphics that I just built depending upon the input from the user. And again, these are just set up template-wise. So if I run this algorithm and its user interface and server code, this is what the layout looks like. So I only have one plugged in. The other one is still random. So all of these buttons I can now change. So if I want less than or equal to, it will give it to me, and I can turn the normal approximation off. And so let's say we wanted to have 10, and we wanted to go from 5 to 7. We wanted to be between them, but only the 5 included. 5 is included, 6 is included, but 7 is not. I can say now approximate. it will not go to the boundaries because it's not corrected for continuity. So if I click on it, so eventually I'll add and it'll tell you the probabilities associated with each of these. The boxes in the binomial, the area under the curve both with and without correction for continuity. So I'll see if I can cut down the videos that I recorded to do all of this, but to follow this video I will do a fast version of me creating the app and all the relevant parts. Not the building of the plugin code, but the building of the app. Thanks for watching.